Hello, everyone. Hello, Audrey, jumping on the stream early. Good for you. This is, well, I think all the teaching topics have value. This is a really good one. This is probably one of the first steps. I think I can say everyone. I'm going to go with everyone takes into seeing profound changes in their life experience. Not the little guys, but the big cliche, but the big life-changing ones. Let's adjust this a bit. So I'm going to flip on the 5-minute timer without further ado. Let's just get into it. This is Ask the Wizard for July 25th. The topic of this teaching moment is, what did I say? The doorway through wisdom is, or the path to wisdom is through the doorway of insanity. There's a lot of big fancy words in there, but I thought it sounded cool, so I went with it. The son of a gun. Is it's true? And this is a live one. The ones, the Ask the Wizard After Dark, I've been pulling ones from the archives and replaying those. This one's live. Mr. Flip Chart's here, and we will be back in 5 minutes. We'll just kind of chill out, listen to some music, get relaxed, grab a coffee. I might refill mine, and we'll see you in 4 minutes and 50 seconds. All right. Hey. I forgot to mention the music is courtesy of epidemicsound.com. Any of you guys that are streamers out there, especially Facebook, they love, not them directly, but they love giving sort of copyright strikes. Hey James, how you doing, buddy? Copyright strikes. 99% of them are erroneous, but you still get them. Epidemicsound.com pays artists to create music specifically for them. Massive library. You can try it for free. You get full access for free. If you're doing streaming of any kind and you want to make sure that you've got high quality music without any concerns with copyright issues, all that kind of stuff, epidemicsound.com. Okay, I'll be back. Also, I probably said this before, but we're simulcast right now on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. I'll strip the audio from this and upload it to anchor.fm and Spotify. On Spotify, search for Ask the Wizard Coach. You'll find my profile and you'll find the show. Hey Rosa, how are you doing? Teaching topic coming up in 2 minutes. So Rosa's from California. I want to say it was Orange City, or Orange. I don't know if you're still living there, but thanks for tuning in, Rosa. Teaching topic in 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 22 seconds. See you soon. Well, you're seeing me now, but you'll hear me soon. With Mr. Flipchart. Forgot to put my curtain up. Hold on. Okay, hello everyone. Ask the Wizard almost daily for July the 25th. I know I say this almost every show, but it's hard to believe it's July 25th already. But it is. And I don't know where my novelty cam... My novelty cam is actually on it's an orbit cam, so it follows tracking movement. So I don't know where it's looking now, but I guess we'll see. We're bringing in Mr. Flipchart for this one. Many other things I want to mention. All the training, all the online training, all the online training is now by donation basis. And donations are gratefully appreciated. However, you don't need them. The online coaching, now that is donation. I asked for something. But there's no like minimum or anything like that for Ask the Wizard online coaching as well. The Reiki certification classes online. And geez, the level 1 and 2, it's got to have 7 hours of teaching modules that go with it. Let's see what else. The manifesting abundance, the immersion meditations. The immersion meditations are really cool. Go to healingcenter.ca, CENTER.ca, and you'll see the link for the immersion meditations. They are, I gotta say, really cool. Some are even mini workshops, so they have a teaching portion, and then the meditation, you can download them to your phone, your device, whatever, and then play them, and they're really good, I have to say. There's some healing treatments, just check it out. Just check it out. Let's see anything else. You know, I think that is it. Okay, let's go into the teaching moment. Here we go. Okay. We have Mr. Flipchart waiting in the wings. He's been cooperating wonderfully lately, so hooray for us. Actually, this is months ago, I guess now, I actually bought a used computer for the fellow in town. Can't remember his name now, but it works just wonderfully. So with a bit more horsepower, we can do some pretty amazing things here. What did I say? It was pretty the pathway to wisdom is through the door of insanity, which is kind of kind of flows off your tongue a little bit. And the son of a gun it's accurate, like very accurate. Isn't that kind of trippy? Let's bring in Mr. Flipchart. Hold on. And there's Mr. Flipchart. Okay, so is he talking? Oh, yes, he is. Look at that. So I'm going to draw a circle like this. Now, this applies to really, hey, Mary, how you doing? To really society in general. So what kind of naturally, I'm going to say naturally, evolves either in our thinking processes and or behaviors is what is acceptable, what is logical, what is normal, what is appropriate, all these fun words. And then everything that is illogical, abnormal, inappropriate, illogical, right? So how does that look? So here's Mr. Flip chart. So in here are the thoughts. We'll do this. Let's just do this, and we'll do this. Are the thoughts and behaviors. Are the thoughts and behaviors that as a society, as an individual, as a particular group of people, like societies is a very flexible word. I mean, you yourself are kind of your own society, and then there's a family that's a society, and then there's your friends that form a society, and there's all sorts of cool things. Funny story. Years ago, myself and another individual, this is years ago now, okay? This is, when one of the hot game systems were coming out, and there was the big announcements, and the stores would, say they had 10 units in, or 6 units in, or 20 units. It was quite the thing. It was November, so it was cold up here in Alberta, Canada. And so what people were doing is they're camping outside the stores overnight. So that's what I did with this other person. And we camped outside. It was a Future Shop, waiting for the store to open. And there was they had a sign saying there was 10 machines or something like that. So, of course, it took no time before there was 10 people. So we camped outside this Future Shop in the middle of November, cold, and, man, I tell you. But what I found was interesting was how quickly that group of people formed a society without even trying. It just sort of naturally happened. We formed a set of rules without even trying. It just naturally evolved. For instance, some of the rules is, okay, this is the 10 people. We've agreed we're the 10 people. There's 10 machines. We're going to get these machines, right? We're here, and that's it. And so nobody else is going to butt in. We all agreed to that. And then we agreed or decided, and this just sort of, again, naturally happened, that if somebody needed to pee or get something to eat even during the night, that they could go do that, and then they would be allowed back into the 10. And what was interesting is sort of other people would come and they would try and join the group, and the group just said no. And even if somebody had went for a coffee or a donut or a pee, so there was only 9 people, the person would say, but you only have 9 people. And the group would say, no, but there is 10 of us. There's 10 of us. We have them. So it was really neat how, without even trying, we formed a society. And this society decided what thoughts and behaviors we would allow and what thoughts and behaviors we wouldn't. So, for instance, in the circle, we decided that if you had to leave for a moment, that's okay. We would hold your place until you got back. We would maintain the 10. We also decided that if somebody else came, even if there was maybe 2 people that were gone, if somebody else came, they were not allowed in this group. So again, without even trying, we developed what was, if you will, appropriate, what was good, what was allowed, and then, of course, what was bad or what was inappropriate. So we created this circle. And any thoughts and behaviors that fit inside this circle, again, were logical, appropriate, rational, pick all those words, good, right? But any thoughts or behaviors that were out here were bad, were illogical, right? Or fitting in with the 2 words, the 2 labels I've chosen, anything in here is normal, and anything out here is crazy. Is crazy. Again, just picking labels. Now, that worked really well for us camped out overnight outside a Future Shop waiting to buy these new game machines. And we weren't even going to keep them. We were reselling them. Isn't that interesting? So that worked for that. But isn't it interesting how once that was established as a group, we also protected this. Right? We really protected that and made sure that this circle, this line, stayed complete and stayed solid. Now, again, that worked really handy for overnight waiting to buy these game machines. But in a society where you and me are designed to expand and grow and evolve, it doesn't work so well. Because guess where significant, anyway, expansion, growth, and evolution at least begins? It doesn't begin here. It begins here. So just maybe, you're just not thinking crazy enough. But what does that mean? And I kind of say that facetiously, but if you use this map, that's exactly it. So when I say maybe you're not thinking crazy enough, all I'm suggesting is the thoughts that you're contemplating or the behaviors that you're contemplating don't currently fit inside what society has just said is normal. And it's been my experience that if you want to grow and expand and evolve, it's not going to happen in here. It's going to happen out here. My monitor over there that I'm using is my phone. I am thinking every one of you have a phone. This is, I don't even remember how many years ago now. There was it was a Facebook conference, and they were streaming it live. This was like a new thing. I think it must have been through YouTube, I'm thinking. So they were streaming it. Hey, Christine, how you doing? They were streaming it live through YouTube, which of course Google owns. And they had these new things that Apple had given them to just kind of try out. And it was an iPad, right? This flat thing. And they were this like brand new. Nobody ever thought of this before. Nobody ever contemplated this before. And there was this new thing. And you could move things and you could do this with it and all this kind of stuff. They never ever thought of that before. So and of course we know the story behind that. But this crazy ass guy by the name of Steve Jobs, guess what he did? He was crazy enough to contemplate thoughts that were outside of here. The only reason you've got the phones you're using, I've got the tablet that's over here and all the other things that go with it, is because one person chose to think thoughts that were crazy and then followed it up with behaviors. So crazy really isn't so crazy. Illogical really isn't so illogical. All those labels that I've chosen, all that means is the thoughts that you're contemplating and the behaviors you're contemplating don't fit inside what society has told you is normal. But if you want, and I know you do, that's why you're watching this, if you want to grow and expand and evolve, it's going to require you to at least initially contemplate thoughts, contemplate perspectives, contemplate taking steps. Now, I'm not saying you don't evaluate them, but don't limit them. Well, this is really good. I'm not saying you don't evaluate your thoughts and you evaluate your behaviors, but don't limit them based on what society has said is normal, is responsible, is appropriate, is good, is right. Because If we didn't have those people, Steve Jobs is just one of them, many of them. If we didn't, DNA, right? For, I don't know, decades, I guess, or whatever. Your genetics, your DNA, that couldn't be changed. If it was in your DNA, that was it. There's nothing you can do about it. Well, now, not even leading edge science now for I don't know how many years, and I'm not an expert in this field, of course, is that's not the case anymore. That's not a limitation. Not anymore. And it was interesting. And there's other things like that. I was watching a conference of some type, and a very knowledgeable individual I can't remember exactly the details, but they were talking about how new science, not even so much new, is proving that what we've believed to be true, the medical establishment had believed to be true for years and years, decades, is just flat out wrong. And it was interesting. And this wasn't two guys in the backyard with a beer and a barbecue. This was well-established people. And the commentator said, why are they not changing things? And this is what this guy said, very well respected. He said, because it's easier to teach the same old stuff than it is to introduce something new that would require them to rewrite the textbooks, rewrite the curriculum. And it's interesting, the commentator said, so what will it take to change? So what will it take to change this? Oops. What he said, interesting, was one funeral at a time. Basically what he was saying is the sort of the old establishment, they're not going to change. So it's going to be the new ones that are going to bring this in and change that definition of normal and what's possible. What if the only reason you've decided your dreams and your desires aren't possible is because of your normal circle? Because you've been so conditioned to not think thoughts and not contemplate taking behaviors that are outside of what you've been taught is normal, is right, is logical, again, on and on and on. But here's the thing, and I know in the beginning, it will feel like, okay, I am certifiably nuts right now. But here's the thing. If you choose to just take those steps, consistently take those steps, guess what happens? This, just like the guy said, it might not change overnight, right? But at least your normal and what is possible for you is going to expand. And it's going to go from here out to here. Moving your normal from here to here, guaranteed, is going to be the most challenging work you'll ever do. I'll guarantee it doubly, it'll be the best work that you'll ever do. Because when you change your normal, everything changes. And the beautiful thing about this, I don't know who said this, I'm sure several people have in their own way, is that when your awareness, your normal expands, it can't contract. It only goes one way. So the work that you do, even though it feels like you're regressing, I guess, in sometimes, it can only go one way, and that's more and more and more and more. But we need to take the time, take the chance, take the risk, and think crazy thoughts. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Ask the Wizard for July 25th. We'll flip on some music to close the show. Thanks so very much for watching. Share. We're all in this together. See you on the web.
Suddenly you're an open book. When I struggle to find the words, you get me completely. It's like I've known you forever, so I wonder, do you feel it too?